Welcome back to Freedom Algo. So today we have another upward bias day. And I mean, if you look on the daily chart, this thing is just, it broke out of this channel that I had drawn. Possible, you know, it's an overshoot, whatever, I don't know. But we are breaking out and we are just continuing to rise. You can see here that we had an up channel working, correction, sideways action. It then made the new high on a spike here, and then it turned into sort of a channel. So we kind of have an up channel, break, range, and then a spike in channel. And this spike in channel, it seems to be starting to take a run here. So it's possible, it's either possible that this is going up or that we have an overshoot happening now. It's hard to say. It kind of looks like an overshoot to me, but we're going to have to let that price action play out a bit and see how it develops. And I'll move the channel to see if it fits still. I mean, it still does fit okay here. If you kind of look at that midline, how it kind of played off both sides of that. So we'll see where it ends up. I'm probably going to just drag this wherever it ends up closing, and I think it's probably going to pull back. I'd be surprised if this thing just breaks out the upside, but it could. I mean, it's been so bullish. Yeah, see, that actually fits pretty decent there, and it plays off this midline pretty nice. So we'll see. So anyway, let's zoom in, take a look. We had two legs here, so those are the measured legs. Now also, it's not on here, but because it just looks ridiculous, but I'm just going to draw it. I also measured out this, and I posted this chart earlier with a possible measured move going up here. And honestly, I thought at the time that it seemed far-fetched, but we're almost there. So it's wild, but it looks like we're going for the measured move right now. So this is interesting. It is also possible, by the way, so I should back up for a second and show you that it is also possible that this was the channel, something more like this, spike in channel with a break and then a move to a new high, because this fits really decently like that, and then there's a break, and then it moves to a new high. And so if that's the case, this actually might fit a little bit better now, because now we kind of have an up channel working, something like this, instead of it looking like such a ridiculous overshoot. When you have to keep moving the channel top like that, it usually means there's something else going on. I mean, an overshoot usually goes through and then rejects, but that doesn't look like an overshoot. It almost looks like there's a start of a new trend here. I mean, this thing is going bonkers. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it as we go through the chart lesson here. But yeah, you can see this is just really bullish. So we'll see how that corrects, and we'll evaluate it as we go. So anyway, over here, we had our up channel working when you came in. This is about 5:18 in the morning. We had this red candle, which basically closed right here. But then we had this candle that was a close outside, and it's really bullish. And it's a failed second entry short. And so I just like this to ride this to a new high. So just a quick, easy scalp. It's a failed second entry short. It's close outside. You're looking for a new high on that channel. It's really bullish. So then it ends up correcting, and you get a first entry, second entry long right here. That one's decent. You get the 2-bar matching low there. The only reason I didn't love this one in real time was just because you can see here that we had a close outside. It is a new low. You could get a second leg down, and let's see, where is that? It's 11 ticks. It's a little bit bigger than some of these other bars, and you don't know for sure that this trend line is in effect yet. It looks valid, so I do tend to like this trade because it is the channels have now played out, and it could be a start of a new up channel. There could be a second leg that tries to go up, so I do like that one. It then comes up, and it actually gives you a first entry, second entry short, really far away from the EMA. You're better off to wait for a lower high, but you don't get one. And I just like this one. It fit right off the top of this channel pretty decently. To me, it's this uptrend has played out because you got a break, move to a new high, second leg. So it is a nice trade. It's green, but I almost would say that you can call that a red, because it's pretty much spot on price action. You're then going sideways a bit. I don't see anything there. You do bounce off the channel here, but I just don't really love this entry because you kind of get, there is a first entry pullback sort of a second entry long here. I don't think this one breaks higher. Oh eight, yeah. So there is a second entry long here after this sort of triple bottom. I'm gonna mark it. It's possible that you took that, but it's a little sideways, so I don't love it. Does work. All right, so then you go up, and from here you get a first entry, second entry short that fails, and so now it's looking pretty bullish. Um, the reason I like this one as a possibility is that you get a new high and a close outside all at once. And so one tick below this is a decent entry because the uptrend played out. Now you might get another leg. And what ends up happening is it doesn't give you an entry here. So you get an inside sort of bar here that then gets a matching high there. So on the engulfing bar, if you entered this on the engulfing bar, essentially I would say you could even enter it just where that one is. Um, it's a like basically plays out like a lower high, and it's a really nice move. So if you were waiting for this one to fill, or you enter on, which basically enters you on this one, it's a nice move down. All right, then you do get a second entry long here. It's a close outside and a new low all at once right here. So it's kind of sketch because this could, come down and do one more leg down, and that's a really bearish candle in front of it. This could do one more leg down, so it's risky, but it is a higher low and a second entry long. It might trick some people, so decent, but not perfect. Okay, then let's see. So then you move up, and from here, you get a first entry, second entry long after this up channel had played out. Now, there could be a wider channel, but you don't know that yet. So this one I thought was decent. And the thing is, this is why we put our stop losses one tick below the signal bar, because you get into the trade, the next candle comes down and makes a matching low and then gives you basically operates like a higher low. So that's actually the safer entry right there. And it does give you a nice trade. And I actually live recorded this one. It'll be in the course. And I was in on this green candle. So I watched it come all the way down to basically one tick from my stop loss. And then it went right in my favor and it worked. So that's why we do it the way we do. Okay, so then you do get a move up to a new high, which kind of plays out this channel right here. The wide channel breaks, and you kind of end up with this wider channel like I was talking about a possible spike in channel. I don't really see any good trades in there um, until over here, which you get a first entry pullback, second entry long that then pulls back and does the same thing as over here. It gives you basically a matching low, which operates like a higher low. So that's a decent one. It's kind of in no man's land. It's not off the key entry point, but it's pretty low risk. It's a 4-tick bar. So, I mean, if you enter that trade, your stop loss is going to basically be 6 ticks. It's not a big stop loss. So I think if you took that, it's fine. Then from up here, you get a pullback, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. That's a good one because it's a break out of the bottom of the channel. You got your swing down. You're expecting a pullback at least to the EMA, possibly to test a new high again, and it ends up actually doing the new high. There's a higher low here. I didn't mark this because I just didn't like the signal bar that much. It's somewhat bullish, but not perfect. Then you're moving over here, and you basically have a first entry long, pullback, second entry long, but I just don't think you can really take that there. I kind of looked at this as a sort of matching high. I think it's one tick lower, but kind of looked at this as a double top. And then I actually said first entry, pullback, second entry long. And I think that's a decent one with a bullish setup. It's kind of a triple test in a way. If you draw a line there, you could argue that this is a 1, 2, kind of a triple test of that zone. It's really just a second entry long, but it is somewhat sideways. You don't have a lot of space to these highs. There was some consolidation there, so not perfect. But if you caught that trade, you probably caught a runner there to ride that up, and it is nice. And now it does look like we are breaking out here and probably going to make a new high. We'll see what happens because this is actually now a first entry short. And now this is now a break outside, move to a new high. Let's just double check this channel. And it's possible that that's still within. I don't think so, though. I think the channel fits pretty decently like this. So we have our move to a new high already. This channel, see, this is just getting so bullish. We're almost at the measured move. What I think is probably going to happen here is we could see a reversal pretty soon here. We could see a second entry short. It's really far from the EMA. You don't want to necessarily be picking tops when it's this bullish. but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to stop it here and wrap it up for the week, and we'll be back to see you next week.